Hello and welcome to Dead Good Gaming, the show where we analyse different video games to find the best level for you to survive in a zombie apocalypse. We analyse each level based on 4 key categories: consumables, medical and health supplies, building and environment, and weapons. Our level today is probably the most played first person shooter level ever, Dust 2 from Counter-Strike. Let's begin. Dust 2 has a surprising amount of food for a deserted, war-torn Middle Eastern town. For starters, the level holds 8 crates with 960 US Army rations and 204 war aid boxes. These long-life care packages usually carry tinned meals and snacks. The supplies alone could last a single survivor roughly 3 years worth of food. However, that's only if you eat 1 meal a day. We'd recommend at least 2 if you're constantly fighting zombies in a hot environment. You can also find 10 baskets filled to the brim with rice, pallets of fruit, and milk. Warm, rotten cartons of milk. As a last resort, when you've used up all the actual food, you can always find small crumbs in car seats and leftovers in the various bin bags around the level. You can always find a good meal in a bin bag.
What the fuck is this?
As with consumables, a good amount of our health and medical supplies can be found in the aid boxes. Depending on who sent them and when, aid boxes can carry essentials such as antibiotics, bandages, iodine, teeth floss, and shampoo. Dust is dusty. It's important to keep any dirt and sand from getting into wounds, preventing infection. If you find yourself bleeding out with no way of plugging the gushing wound, cauterize it with the level's never-ending supply of fire.
It never goes out!
These cars burn eternally, so you always have a place to sterilize metal if you need to perform an emergency operation. Lastly, some nice chap has left several bottles of chlorine dotted around. Chlorine is good for disinfecting surfaces and torturing those who do not worship the eternal fire.
I am your god.
There's also a very handy cart for when you need to remove the bodies.
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
As Counter-Strike is an online competitive game, Dust 2 has been designed with various defensive and offensive areas, with key points allowing for a high ground advantage and bottlenecking. There are some great little areas not usually accessible in the game, but would make great safe points not easily reached by a regular showering zombie. Although self-contained, Dust 2 has 5 major access points that connect it to the zombie field outside world. These flimsy looking wire fences would not stop an approaching zombie horde and must be reinforced. There are also several doors around the map that could also be an escape route or a zombie field dead end. Experts note, never run through a closed door when you can't see what is on the other side. For best defense, I would suggest camping in bomb site B. You could use the leftover crates and pallets to block zombie entry points and use this rather convenient stack of boxes to climb when you need an emergency escape route. Despite being a first-person shooter, the only weapons we can use are the ones we find or make in the level. You cannot buy an AWP when the weapons dealer is a zombie. So what have we got here? Well, there are rocks. A good smack will crack a zombie skull wide open. There is also a lot of rusty metal that you could tear up and use to slice through the zombie horde. Barbed wire can be found around the map, though this is proven not to be effective against zombies who are unable to feel pain. Alternatively, you could rip off a car door and use that as a battering ram or shield. If you can get the Humvee working, maybe you could mow down the zombies, but with such tight corridors, you're more likely to be swamped with the undead before you can make a 3-point turn. Lastly, there is the always dependable Eternal Fire. Though like the barbed wire, fire is a typically useless weapon to use on creatures who cannot feel pain. and are indifferent to your eternal God.
Will worship me or burn.
Well, there you are. If a zombie apocalypse ever occurs and you have the option to magically be transported to Dust 2, you will know exactly what to expect. A decent amount of food and medical supplies, but a vulnerable location with no real weaponry. Thanks for joining us on Dead Good Gaming, and join us next time when we'll analyse other levels from your favourite video games. Always remember, stay safe, stay strong, stay dead good.